Is it time? Is it time? Is it time to go live? I don't know. Is it time to go live? I think so. It's Tuesday, 8:30, 8:27, close enough. What is going on, everyone? This is the Kickin' It with Andy show. We're going to have an awesome topic tonight, and it's talked about a lot. Which way should you face your subwoofers? Does it matter? We're going to talk about it. I got a pretty cool SPL test video for you guys, and I want to hear what you have to say. So without further ado, let's kick off the intro so everyone can get their seats, their popcorn, and their favorite beverage, and let's kick it off. See you guys in a second.
Kickin' It with Andy. He's going to be on every other Tuesday. Kickin' It with Andy. Kickin' It with Andy. Kickin' It with Andy.
I love all your guys' comments, man. You know, that's why I love these intros, just hearing what you guys have to say, and I saved a few of those along the way so we could talk about them. Man, what is going on, everyone? It is Tuesday. This is the Kickin' It with Andy show, and this topic I feel like is very important, you know, and you can get kind of the wrong idea with things if you look at it one way, and we're going to try to look at it a few ways, because if you go too deep into it, you'll get lost, and we're not trying to do that. We're trying to help people out, and I feel like with just orientation can make or break your system, depending what you have, and it's the easiest way to get louder. Let me tell you, it's the easiest way to get louder. It costs nothing. So let's talk about it. I have a few pulls up between Facebook, YouTube, and a lot of things going on here, and an SPL test video for you guys of actual, you know, apples versus apples in one situation. But we're going to talk about it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate all you guys. out of sync. You know what? That's the computer, man. Whenever I first come on the computer, the audio, it takes a minute, and then it should line up. I check it all the time when I rewatch my lives for at least, the first 10, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, depending. And I see it in the beginning every time. I'm like, man, that is lagging, and then it catches up. It's so weird. But I think SJC got me covered on that, man. And appreciate all you guys. You guys are awesome. Deviant is here early, so we can start. That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Audio sounds like an old radio. I hope it doesn't. I can check my audio real fast. Oh, you know what? I was messing around with... Oh my. I was messing around with Kayla and I forgot to change my thing. Thank you guys. Oh my goodness. You gotta love the input mixers, man. I totally forgot to switch that. That's one thing I can't hear real time. Thank you guys. Sorry about that. Man, that's gonna be funny listening to afterwards. At least we got that fixed. Thank you guys so much. What's going on, Ashy? Thank you for tuning in, man. Everyone is here. Sound Doctor. We got Face Kicker. We got everybody, man. 25 to life. What is going on? Thank you for tuning in. And it is always rigged, Saber. Always, always rigged. Deviant for life. What an amazing show idea, Andy. Where did you come up with it? You know what? Between you and Bill, thank you guys in the Discord. I put up... Well, actually, Bill's the one that forwarded to you guys and asking you guys for ideas for future shows because I want to hear from you guys. This is what we do, and I feel like to get a good topic, you need more than one head. So, appreciate you, Deviant. Thank you guys so much. Bill, everyone, thank you so much. All right, cool. Yeah, RGA, man, I can't believe I did that. Better? Awesome. We were having fun over Facebook video chat, and I was messing with my voice. I got all kind of crazy stuff on here, and I think I forgot to turn that off. It's okay, though. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Man, I am looking forward to listening to that. Much better. Awesome. Oh, man, you got to love it. That's why it's live, folks. You know the deal. All right, so let me pull up the poll here from Kicker Club. Let me go full screen on this guy here. And on the Kicker Club Facebook group, I made a poll a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago. I wanted some time so everyone had, a chance to vote on it. How do you have your subs firing? And I wanted to see your pictures and stuff like that. We'll go over that too. I want to see your guys' build on my show. That is the point of this stuff. So it seems like majority of you guys had your subwoofers firing to the back or up. Some were forward and a very few were left or right. But I feel like, it depends your build and your exact situation. Shoot, man. Even Saber sent me a video or a picture of his build. Literally. Here, let me pull it up here. Where it's just 2 speakers, okay? 2 kickers. But he has them firing different ways. And I've done this back in the day, man. I used to have 2 12s or 2 10s and a 12, and I had the 12 firing to the side. It sounded better, and that's the fun part about this, man. If it sounds good to you, that is all that matters, man. Saber, thank you for the photo. We're going to get to a lot of your guys' pictures and stuff like that. Oh, and again, if you didn't see already, the link is below, kickerumweekly.com. Go check it out. Win some free stuff at the end of the show here. We'll release the winners, and hopefully you win something. But it's always rigged, so who knows? You might have a really good chance or no chance at all. And again, Kicker, Ernie, all you guys, Bill, Frog, Steve, thank you so much for making that happen. You guys are awesome. I see Ernie's actually in here. What is going on, Ernie? Thank you for tuning in. Joseph Brianna. Sorry, I'm messing up your last name. Joseph. Yeah, it all depends on the sound you're going for or what music you're listening to. Absolutely, man. Yes and no, and it depends every situation. But we're going to get real into it, but not too deep, because you can go crazy where you can have, a sealed box, a ported box that has a port on the front, the side, the top, in all different orientations, downfiring, enclosures for trucks. I seen a comment up here with the pickup truck. Let me pull this one up here. Omar. right here. In a crew cab truck, firing forward is best. And I know this for sure. I have a 2001 Toyota Tundra, and I tried firing it to the rear thinking, you know, okay, in my opinion, it works a lot more towards the rear. It should be louder. Nope, false. And why is that? I don't know, but it's just probably because the cabin is so small and just how those physics correlate to how the bass is being produced. And I don't know enough. If you talk to or you watch the videos with Hexy Bass and all those guys that really know what they're talking about with sound and just how that type of physics of the science of how music is, how it works. Those are the guys to get into it, but the simple stuff, what works, you guys can try this at home. Literally, if you got space, slide your box around. I know so many guys that are firing their subs into the car because that is the first thought you think of when you're putting your speakers in your car. You know, you're listening to your radio. You don't fire your speakers away from you. You fire them towards you, right? With bass, it's a little bit different. And let's just go look at the video. I think it's awesome. It's an older video I did. I mean, we're going to go out to the Eclipse and test some stuff. And let me know what you guys think. I feel like this is the proof in the pudding of just how SPL with the orientation works with a ported enclosure, with the port on the front of the, you know, on the same plane as the woofer. In a hatchback, now an SUV, it might make a little bit of a difference. A trunk, it might make a little bit of difference. And a truck, all make different situations, but this is your normal application. And even in trunks, I've seen very similar results of this video that is in the hatchback. So without further ado, let's get to the video. I think it is awesome, and let's get to it. This looks like the orientation where would be the loudest, so we're about to find out. My laptop was trying to run away from me there. Don't do this at home. It's probably not great on your laptop.
Yeah, every now and then.
137.6. Again, we are still on the dash. So without further ado, let's get going. Is a prime example of why with this type of enclosure, sub firing to the rear with the port firing the same way as the driver is louder. Now every vehicle is different, the type of ceiling and type of scores, type of frequencies that you are trying to get, it all varies. But with this type of enclosure in this vehicle and or an SUV for that matter, the numbers are going to be relatively close to the same. As you could see, we literally doubled our output, as in the same amount of power with twice the drivers, or the same driver size with twice the power, but just by switching the enclosure to firing to the rear. Honestly, I think that's our best score. We don't even really have to find a frequency that would be better because you can see the difference already. Next, what we're gonna do, we're gonna fire it to one side or the other, where that might make a difference on the side of the meter that the vehicle's on, which we have it on the right side of the vehicle, where the pressure is going to be accumulating the most with the distance of the wave of how far it has to go. Physics. Don't want to get into it, but that's kind of how things work. So hold on, let's spin her around and see what we can come up with next. With the port and sub firing to the right, which is the same side of the meter. Now, in my experience, this should be a lower score than firing it to the other side, but yet again, it all comes down to variables with the doors open, closed, sealed, etc., with the windows, everything. Tons of variables, don't need to get into it, but let's see what we can get out of this. Bit over our 500 watt threshold, 507, not a big deal, but we were still able to get a louder score than the first run, which is crazy. 138.7, I believe that's a whole dB over our first run just firing into the cabin here, but not quite as loud as firing the rear. So let's switch it around again and see what we can come up with. Wow, right there. A 140 flat firing to the left side of the vehicle, the driver's side of the vehicle, with the meter on the opposite side. So it kind of shows you where the distance factor makes a difference with the port, the sub, and where you're putting the meter at. We were able to get a 137.6 on 493 watts of 52 hertz. Now, when we fired the subwoofer to the rear, we gained dramatically. A 140.7, 52 hertz on 497 watts. So we're all around the same 500 watt threshold. So we gained literally 3.1 dBs just by flipping the sub around on the same power. Now, when we fired it to the right of the vehicle, we were able to get a 138.7, which is actually our second lowest score. A little bit louder than firing just into the cabin, but not making a dramatic increase by just sliding it that way with where the meter was positioned in the vehicle and the orientation that we have. Now, when we fired it to the left side of the vehicle, farther away from the meter, we were able to almost get that 140.7 that we had just firing to the rear. Let's find out what kind of score we can get sub up, firing up, port up. Okay, not bad. A 139 flat on 502 watts, which isn't too shabby. I think a good option would be either firing the sub back or up. Obviously, you can see there's a little bit of a drop. Definitely a jump from just firing that sub into the car. And we're back. So what did you guys think? Did you take anything from it? You know, it's pretty cool to just see real live results on the same power with the SPL lab that shows you everything. And it's just fun to, you know, see what things do, to tinker with it and see what actually gets louder. A lot of times you can tell without having this fancy equipment. You can actually hear a noticeable difference. And it all depends, you know, how keen you're used to your system or not, and how big of a difference it can be. When we went from different positions one side to the other, you know, the score wasn't a huge jump compared to just firing forward and back. You can tell on a 2 to 3 dB gain. On a 1 dB gain or a little bit above, a little bit below, it's going to be hard to tell the difference by just your ears alone. Unless you see your little bobblehead shaking a little bit more, then you might be able to tell. Otherwise, it is hard to tell. But, you know, I thought that was awesome to do, to show you guys just right to the meat and potatoes of just SPL orientation with a regular ported box with a port on the front, just as a sub. Now, when you have different orientations with the port compared to where the sub is on the enclosure, that whole, the physics and mechanics of how that works can change. You know, and I just know with my Eclipse, it likes the sub back port to the side more than any other orientation with a single 12 with around 2.5 cube box. So, and that's another thing too, when you have a bigger box compared to a smaller box, how those physics are changing when you're spinning the box. It might not make a big difference when the box is very large compared to maybe smaller, or vice versa. It all depends the frequencies that you're trying to play, the type of enclosure, how big your port is, you know, not just in general, but in relation to the enclosure of how it's working with that frequency and the vehicle. There's a lot of variables, but it's to the simple-minded. Spin your box around. Try it. You might be surprised. And some people do it where they just fire them into the car in a trunk just so that they can use their trunk and not worry about things hitting their subwoofers, and I totally get it. Not saying that firing a subwoofer into the car cannot be as loud as they are firing to the rear. Now, I did another video with just a sealed enclosure, and I actually slid it all the way back firing in, and it was relatively close to the same score as the subwoofer firing back, but again, more variables. But when you have it slid further towards the end of the vehicle, there's less canceling waves because the enclosure, you know, a sound enclosure shouldn't flex, but, you know, sound goes everywhere. It's omnidirectional. So you got sound waves going front and back, and to keep it simple, you want all your waves, in a sense, going in one direction. It's impossible, but in theory, that's the kind of the way you want to do it. So if you have a subwoofer that's in the middle of a room, it's not going to reverberate and have boundary loading as well as it is compared to being close to the wall. And there's a lot of things you can look up on boundary loading and speakers and how that works, and it kind of works very, very well with bass and what we do in car audio. But take it with a grain of salt, don't go crazy about it, but just try these things, and it can actually make your system sound a lot better, and maybe on different songs it might sound better in one orientation than the other because of how the vehicle is reacting with that type of orientation. I'm telling you, man, this is the 101 stuff that you learn, and you learn it early. Super chat function ain't working, but thank you, Kevin. Love you, buddy. Thank you for the $10 super chat. What's up, Andy and everyone? Okay, night time. Peace, y'all. Thank you for just hopping in, tuning in, and your support, man. Appreciate you, and he's an awesome Patreon, awesome guy. Got to meet him at Slamology. Down to earth. Thank you so much for your super chat and tuning in. Make sure you, before you leave, try to win some Kicker headphones. Kicker, umweekly.com. I'll drop the link again, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. We got Blaine Hastings. What is going on? Thank you for tuning in. How was the show you guys went to this weekend? That was what, DB Finals and everything? DB Drag? That was awesome. I wish I would have went out there, but one or two shows a year. I mean, Slamology and Kicker, that's a lot for me. Sound Doctor, we got Cornut up in here. All right, let me scroll up here. I know I missed a few comments. Blake, what is going on? Blake, had a great conversation with you last night too on the Discord. I am in the camp. I'm in that camp. I'd probably be louder firing back, but don't want to worry about stuff smacking the cones. Right. And like I seen someone else said, you can run some grills, but then sometimes that might limit you on, you know, what kind of grill you can get and what actually, protects your speaker. You know, and maybe that might be something that starts rattling that you just don't want to deal with. It all depends, but right. But if you're putting stuff in the trunk anyway, I feel like since you're putting stuff in the trunk, those subwoofers are probably going to be all the way against the back of the seat, and you're going to have a bunch of stuff in there that's just absorbing the sound. It might be better to have them firing in with all that stuff, you know, taking up the rest of your trunk, almost in a sense dampening some things and, you know, making the sound fire more one way, less of a canceled wave. So it all matters. It really does, of everything you have in your car. I don't know how many times I see people come in the lane and they got their microfibers, their tire shine, and their wife's purse in the trunk, and I'm like, bro, take that stuff out. You'll gain a dB, I'm telling you. So if you're trying to get the most sound, obviously you don't want stuff in your trunk, but we like to drive our cars back and forth to work and base, so you kind of need something back there once in a while, right? It all depends what you're using it for. All right, now let me pull up the poll of... Yeah, let me back out of here. Give me a second here, guys. Yes, let me back out of here. Lots of stuff going on. All right, so we did the Kicker poll. Now we need the YouTube poll. Oh, I can see super chats over here. That's nice. Maybe I should just keep that up, huh? Awesome. So let me see if we can do this without going crazy here. Can we do that? All right, cool. Well, you can't even see me. I'm gonna have to pull this up kind of like there so you can see me just a little bit. Hi, I'm down here in the corner. All right, so we got a $20 super chat from David. We're gonna have to get to that. Thank you, David. I might leave that up from now on. All right, so which way do you fire your subwoofer? In the chat right now, we have 34 votes. Again, firing away from you is number one, but I mean, that is the common way to do it. Common practice. Not always though, but that's the way that works the best in most cases. Not the best, but just the best in most cases. Firing towards you, firing up or down, which in truck builds, you're kind of stuck with that, where you are only limited to down firing enclosures. Now, sub up. A lot of people do too. So if I had more options I could have had here, I would have had one for each, but I wanted to get something else too for Mr. Saber here, multiple configurations at once, because we've all done it. Like that picture I posted earlier, we have all done that kind of stuff, and man, that's how you learn. That's literally how you learn, and sometimes you might just run with it for a long time. I see Bubba got a super chat there too. Yeah, I'm keeping that up from now on. Oh, man. All right, cool. Let me scroll down here, get to those super chats. Appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Of course, David's like, what is up? Don't forget to hit the like, smash the like, guys. You have been killing it recently, as you always do, but it's just, it's consistent, and it's awesome. You guys are always tuning in, watching, especially this show. We have a higher attendance. I mean, there's a reason. This is the Kicking It with Andy show. We have fun. We get to a topic. You guys can sit down and actually learn something, and I want to hear what you guys have to say, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and your support. David, thank you so much. You missed the chat last night. Speaking of the chat last night, Mr. Bubba got to speak with him for like 2 or 3 hours with Blake. And Double E, what's going on, Bubba? This super chat is sponsored in part by 14.4 Talk Discord chat and our good folks over at Wasted Information. Hit the thumbs. Appreciate you, Bubba, man. Discord is awesome. It's just an awesome way to conversate with you guys, and I'm still learning. I'm that boomer, trying to run Discord. I'm like, wait, what's that do? Oh, wait, this is a thing, Come on, man. Appreciate you, Bubba. Thank you so much. And I'm not going to say we're sponsored by 14.4 Discord, but you know what? I'll take it. Thank you so much, and the Discord is for the win. All right, we got one from Matt G in 1999. We'll say a 20 because I know how that is. I do super chats on mobile, and you can't do even numbers. You think you'll be able to. You can't adjust it. 1999. Oh, man. $20 super chat from Matt G. What is going on, buddy? Thank you for tuning in. Boom. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. You guys are killing it, man. Come on. Appreciate it so much. You guys are really awesome for that. Everything you guys do, man, you guys are nuts. All right, so let me get to a few that I starred here. Cornut said, what's going on, Cornut? I voted away, but I would do down if it's a truck or rear option is I voted away, but I do down if it's a truck. Rear isn't an option. Right, and that's the thing where different vehicles make a difference of which orientation can you do and should you do and what you want to do. And it just all depends what you're looking for with what you have. I know that's very vague, but that's literally how it is with this car audio stuff because every scenario is different. And it's like you almost got to do a little bit of research, or just a little bit of looking underneath your car, like looking under that seat in your truck. Man, can I fit a 15 under there? Probably not. Maybe I should go with a shallow mount 210s or, like how Bubba's got 4.8s firing forward. Maybe the down firing we're working better with just 212s. But it all depends what you're trying to do, and maybe you want to see your subwoofers. I think that's the coolest thing of being able to look back and you see your subs flexing, and you got kids, so you got to have grills and all that other kind of stuff kicking on your on your speakers when you're sitting in the back. It all depends what you have. SUV, truck, trunk, car, hatchback, it all matters, but I mean, it's the simplest way to find out if what you have is the best kind of situation that you can do, and it's simple. You might have to extend your power wire, not your power wire, but your speaker wire a little bit further just for it to work. But I mean, come on, man. It's real easy to just spin it around and play a few different songs. Don't ever just play one song just to test it or, okay, yeah, maybe that doesn't sound as good. Maybe now that it's firing a different way, that it's playing what it's supposed to and it's playing different songs. And that's the thing too. Every system, no matter what it is going to have a select of music that it's very good at compared to others because music is all over the place in general and there's all different types of genres and all different types of just how the music is being played through the speakers, the frequency, the snap of just, the punch. If it's got a punch, it's got a roll, it's got, different tom-toms and snare and drum kicks and all different kind of stuff, man, or it has none of that, and it's straight sine waves, so maybe that you don't need any of that. You need something else for just straight sine waves, and a big box and just whatever the situation is. Rabbit holes, man. You can get down them quick. Start spinning. Here's another one here. Crypto Vegan, thank you for tuning in. Hey Andy, what is the smallest box housing An 8-inch square, have you heard, sounded great in a vehicle. I would love to put this guy in a sealed box. I feel like with an 8, because it's so small, even though this kind of leans towards a ported enclosure, I still want to put it in sealed. You can put it in a ported and it's fine, and you'll get a little bit more output. And I wouldn't say better, but more output. Either way, it's relative. But expect what you have with the results you get. You got an 8-inch driver, you know, it's not a 12, it's not a 10. Even a 10 is going to be obviously less output potential compared to a 12 in majority of the cases, depending, you know, power, excursion, all that kind of fun stuff. But honestly, you know, I'm not a professional on 8s. Talk to MBE, he is the Mr. 8 guy. But with 8s, you know, anywhere from 3/4 of a cube to a little over a cube, you know, I feel like, and you get that down pat with the right port size, you know, you're going to be fine. I don't know if you run Kicker, but you're here. So, I mean, you can check out the Kicker app, man. It'll do a lot for you, and it's going to be a great sounding box. You can always build the box a little bigger, but you can never build it, or you can always build it a little bit smaller, so start big. You can never build it bigger. So, and that's the big thing too, is when you're building your first enclosure, maybe don't make it all pretty and paint it when you're done. Wait, test it. Okay, maybe I need to make this a little bit smaller, and maybe use cheaper wood as a test run for your first enclosure. And then, you know, fill it up with some wood and take up airspace and be like, okay, well, maybe that worked, but that didn't. Let me try adding some wood into the port to make the port smaller, so that you can adjust things to the way you like these, to the way that you might like it to sound. So then when you get that, then you do it exactly with those specs and make it with a nice box, paint it, done, forget it, you got a nice system. It's kind of hard to answer that question with a, you know, yes or no or left or right. There is none. So just experience. Just experiment with your stuff. Yeah, I saved this one. Ernie, thank you so much, man. You know, I thought this was a very good topic with just orientation. Which way does it fire? Which way matters? Which way makes it better or worse? And with the testing of the dBs, and you see the watts, you know, I see a lot of guys on YouTube or just in general, and they're testing, there's no watts being clamped, and it's how you know. You need to know the watts so that you can have it, you know, more of a control of just comparing the two. Because when I noticed in my first SPL testing video with the sealed enclosure, if you go back, it was actually 2 years ago tomorrow, which is awesome. By the way, 2-year YouTube anniversary tomorrow. Woo! Yay, it's been great. But with that video, the power, whenever I had it firing to the rear and it was loading off something, it was able to take more power because there was more compression, more acoustical spring on the outside of the box, stopping the driver from moving, so it wasn't reaching mechanical limit, yada, yada, yada. When I fired it into the cabin, there was nothing to load off per se, and it could only take so much power because the speaker only went so far. Literally, if you go check out the video, I could only clamp 300 watts no matter how hard I tried, and then as soon as I spun the box around, I could put 500 to it. So the results were kind of skewed in a way, but that's why I redid the video and with a ported enclosure because people were asking about it, and 9 chances out of 10, the average bass head, even if you're just walking into it, you're going to run a ported enclosure because, one, it's just they're more popular, people want that for more output, and it's just a common denominator for a prefab box. It's very hard to get a sealed prefab, but by the way, guys, I actually found an awesome prefab. This is side jag stuff here, but I found an awesome prefab that was on Amazon, and it was for $99, and this thing is awesome. Awesome. And with this would be just like the same kind of orientation stuff as we just did earlier, where this thing is, you know, there's no port, so it doesn't matter. With the port, it can add variables to it and all that fun stuff. But man, for $100, this box is solid. It's got a 1-inch baffle. It's not double baffled, but it's a 1-inch baffle on the front, 3/4 inch all around, not no 5/8 stuff. It's MDF, but for $100 out the door to your door, you cannot beat that. And it's got some cheapo speaker terminals on the back. Maybe you want to replace those. I mean, they're not the spring-loaded, at least. They are the twist-down. They're not push terminals. But for $100 and a sealed enclosure, you kind of can't go wrong with it. And this is actually for the amp dyno test. It's going to be awesome, man. And I can't wait to put it through the ringer and get it going. I wanted to show you guys that. It's freaking awesome. Hold on, computer's freezing here. Okay, come on, Dell. You can do it. David, thank you for another $20 super chat. Buddy, you're awesome. The Wasted Information crew, huh? Brought to you by Living Loud with Andy. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dave. I was waiting for the wasted information. You know what? I appreciate it. Yes, brought to you by Living Loud with Andy. This is what we do. Thank you, Dave. You're awesome, man. All right, let me scroll down. Sound Doctor, it do look good though. Thank you, man. The box looks really good. Thank you, Bob. I know you got to see that thing last night when I was putting that together. Super clean, and it's just I like it because sometimes it's hard to find a black carpet prefab unless it's Kicker. Usually they're gray, so they match more vehicles. And again, for $100, it's just worth it. If you're going out there doing it yourself with MDF, carpet, glue, time, $100 is worth it because, man, a whole day in the garage, if not more, because you're carpeting it the second day. And it may not be exactly what you want, but for a sealed enclosure, I feel like there's less error with that, especially with prefab enclosures. Sometimes you're looking for something with a lower output or that, requires more power to get loud or vice versa. And you can't get that with the prefab because they're prefabricated. They're built to fit in majority of vehicles and usually to the drivers that are being put into them. But for my situation, it was perfect. I was going from a sealed enclosure from a pickup truck box that was a little too small. Those 12s require 0.88 cubes minimum on the sealed. They were in 0.8, so it was below the minimum, and worked great in the car. I needed something that just had a little bit more acoustical spring and a little bit bigger. I think it's 1.3 or 1.2 cubes per 12. I forget which, but it's just enough. Steve Barber, pay a reputable designer to design a proper box. It's well worth it. Right, especially whenever you're, getting a bigger system, you got a lot of money involved. You're talking multiple subs and, a lot of power, and things can go wrong quickly. Absolutely, man. I've had some help in the beginning, with enclosures and stuff, and I had to learn on my own. But trial and error and time, man. And, whenever you go to a guy to just get a design done right, they know what to do, what works for most systems, what you're trying to get. Not every designer's the same, man. They're not. So make sure you do a little bit of research. Talk to the designer before you go and just pull the trigger and buy a design off it. Make sure it's someone, talk to, when I mean someone that is known in the community. And that's very important. There's a lot of people out there that try to act like they know how to design stuff and do stuff, and they'll charge the same price. So it seems like they are maybe top dog, but they're not. Not that I've had that situation, but that's life, man. It happens all the time with just, any hobby with what we do, and it happens. But absolutely, it'll save you time and money. DJ Bass ain't loud. What's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in. Okay, let me scroll down. Did I miss anything else, guys? Let me pull this back out here. Cool. Yes. Oh, I missed Ashy's super chat. Guys, got to tell me that. Ashy, thank you for $20 super chat. Yes, yet another super chat shout out for 14.4 Discord, wasted information, and last but not least, Living Loud with Andy. Thank you. Appreciate you, and man, you guys are awesome. This community is growing, and it's thriving, and it's awesome to be able to do this with you guys, and to be able to just have somewhere where we can collect thoughts and bounce things off each other and have a good time, and also help out new people in the community. And it's awesome. Thank you so much, Ashy. You are awesome. All right, let me scroll back down here to the top of the comments. Let's see if I forgot anything else. Oh man, my computer is not liking today. It's like you are doing too much. All right, let's see. Oh, I didn't even see the mic drop on that one, David. I didn't even see the mic drop. Makes a difference. It does. All right, let me scroll down here again. Kibo, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that you're here. I seen you in the Sound Advice podcast. What is going on? It's not much, but appreciate the content. Hey, every dollar matters, and it's just to be able to do this and get paid to do this. Come on, man. Yeah, it's a lot with stuff, making a show and doing everything else behind the scenes, but I'm doing what I love, which is car audio, playing with kickers, doing, just talking about it and being able to do this. And with your guys' support, it makes it happen because I don't post videos, I go live. But I like that because that is more of what the future is with just technology and face-to-face interactions across the world. And what we're doing here is some things that you'll look back to 20 years ago. Oh yeah, I remember that. That was like the beginning of the streaming days, or whatever it was. Maybe we'll be watching podcasts through our glasses. Who knows? But Kibo, thank you so much. And awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Matt G, I ordered 3 prefab sealed boxes off Walmart for $36 and they came with free pile subwoofers. Hey, buy one, get one, right? Now, the prefab from Walmart, I haven't really put it through the ringer yet, but it's staying together. And I just used a little bit of wood glue. I think it'll be fine, especially running a very budget-friendly Jensen subwoofer. I think I'll be okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. Again, guys, I will drop the link again. Make sure you tune in or go enter into the contest. Man, I am sputtering tonight. Misfire. Go check out the contest. Enter. Win some awesome stuff. Get the EB400s, the Tabor 2s, and the Cush NCs with, the kicker, unmasked shirt, the koozie, all the stuff, man. It's awesome that they're doing that for us, for you guys just watching me every other Tuesday when the Unmasked show isn't going on. Thank you guys so much. Speaking of Unmasked, gotta have the Unmasked cup. Pick these up, $2 on the website. Check it out. Not my website, kicker.com, the main one, the big one. All right, let me scroll down. Let Facebook to jump in here. What's going on, Cigar Joe? Thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate that you're here. All right, cool. Let me think. Did I need to go over anything else here? We did the poll on Kicker Club. We did the poll on YouTube. I think I had a few other photos of stuff, but it wasn't too important. Now, here, we can talk about the different orientations with subwoofers whenever they are different firing orientations compared to the port. This was an enclosure that I built for Todd. Did very, very good numbers. It did a 146.2. I think I have it here. Oh, let me scroll over. Nope. Why is it not in order? I don't like that. Hold on a second. Why is that not in order? It's in order on the screen. It's skipping around on me. Ew, that's strange. Anyway, let me get to the score here for that. You always got to back up your score, man. 146.5 on 1,000 watts. Of course, kick score, but come on, man. Did a 44 at the headrest in the lanes when he used to compete with it. But the whole reason why I'm pulling this up is it's different orientations and stuff like that. Oh, where am I at here? There it is. Come on, load. There we go. That's sub firing into the car. That's not firing back, that's firing in, but as you can see, there's a lot of space from the amps, like a whole KXA 2400 fits back there, so those subs are slammed all the way to the back, and the port is actually on the battery side right here. Now, if the battery is in a different spot, maybe it could be a little bit louder, take a little bit of the shag out, might be a little bit louder, but that just goes to show that that orientation works. Now, could you do a sub forward, port forward? Absolutely. But again, you want that far as back as you can, just so that there's the least amount of cancellation as possible. And for some reason, it just makes it makes a bigger difference of where the box is in the trunk, like the positioning of the trunk, where it makes a bigger difference when the subs are firing forward rather than when they're firing back. When they're firing back, you can slide it back or forward. It'll make a little bit of a difference. But whenever they're firing in and you have it forward, there's a lot more cancellation for some reason. And I'm sure it has to do because the speakers are just firing into the cabin, not boundary loading. The wave isn't extending. It's not going far enough to extend. And I forget the exact word for it, but like acusticize in a way. Like the whole SPL and just frequencies and how that, fourth wave, eighth wave, quarter wave, half wave, all that stuff works. And it's like a string. If you would have a string and it would be a little springy, and you would pull it, and it would, do the little boing, 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 but it has a curve and it's going up and down like a yo-yo. If you had a yo-yo in the middle, where you get that perfect spring. Well, that kind of is half wave theory, I think. Quarter wave, half wave. That's half wave. And with vehicles, there's a lot more, things that go along with it. I don't know enough to talk about it in a way of like, oh, do this. But that's in a way how it works. So you're trying to get to that point where that is the frequency and that is the length that it needs to be of where it's going to work with the vehicle the best. And there's a lot of factors that go into that with SPL, but you don't really need to worry about it unless you're competing. Yes, you can try to, menangle things and design an enclosure and pour it a different way just so it works better. But again, that's for SPL at one frequency. Every frequency, that length is going to change, and it's going to have a bigger drop-off or less of a drop-off. I hate tuning around the vehicle's resonance or whatever you want to call it, or where it works the most with that vehicle, because then you get a very peaky build. It's really loud at a few frequencies and then it just falls off. But that's the point of SPL, to be as loud as you can, as efficiently as you can on the least amount of power. So I like it and that's why a lot of enclosures are tuned lower, 38, 32, whatever it is. And that's another thing with the port and the speaker, of how a port works with the speaker. When you're around tuning, the speaker's not moving much, and then when you're playing below tuning, they're out of phase, the port compared to the subwoofer. But when everything kind of works together, you get that nice low end and then a nice roll off, but then you get a little bit of a peak around where the vehicle likes it, and then that's when you have a per se musical build in SQL, if you want to call it that, if that's a thing. Just being loud and having nice bandwidth. And I mean, I feel like fourth orders and sixth orders really take advantage of that, and that's where you can tune, per se, your cabin, your vehicle, and that's the whole point of a fourth or sixth order that you see, where they're just lined up with woofers, and they got this big port or a little port of how it works, and all the sound is coming through that port. Either way, if it's a fourth or sixth, that second chamber, that's where all the sound is coming through, and that's why the port's a lot bigger, just because you want to have all your frequencies going through and just how that stuff works. Rabbit hole indeed. Very deep one, but that's what we're here to do, and that's what we're here to talk about. All right, let me scroll down. For some reason, I'm missing everything. Is that a super chat from Bubba? Oh yeah, I see it now. I'm definitely keeping this up from now on, because then I can actually see the super chats. It's weird seeing myself, like a 10-second delay over here, but it works. Bubba, thank you for a $20 super chat again. Slow down, man. Come on, man. Thank you, Kicker and Living Loud with Andy, for building this awesome community of people. We appreciate the knowledge and awesome content you share with us. And you know what, Bubba? You are the guy to say that because, because of the Unmasked show, a lot of us have, grown our wings, per se, because of the Unmasked show, because of just what it was and how it is and still is today, and just, really bringing us together as a community more so than just maybe in person or on Instagram or Facebook. And it's awesome what it has started, and man, it's just awesome. And, to be able to be a spin-off show of the Unmasked show, it is an honor, and to be able to do this for you guys, it's really amazing. It is really, really amazing, and you guys make it happen. Thank you, Baba, so much. Love you too, bud. All right, let me scroll down here. We got Joe Cook. What is going on? Thank you for tuning in. Mark Breezy, what is going on? Another good question from Kicker Club. Joseph, I bet the score will be higher if the subs are inverted, and that is another thing where you can get into a situation of, well, if I invert the subs, I can gain a little bit of airspace by removing speaker displacement from the enclosure. Now, a normal subwoofer isn't going to have that much displacement, but every time I have messed, even with, obviously I deal with a lot of Kicker stuff. So every time I use my L515 and I put it in any box, anytime I inverted it, no matter if it was 3 cubes or 6 cubes, which is already max spec, it gained a half dB to a dB just by inverting it. Plus, you can smell and stuff like that of the coil clipping, overheating before, because it's not inside of the enclosure. And the natural ambient air passing around the woofer is going to cool it down quicker than the air that's going back and forth like this into the enclosure. So it's a win-win if you can do it, but then if you invert your sub, are you taking up a lot more space? Yes. However mounting depth you got, that's how much more space you're taking, because you got to mount it over top, and it's not sitting inside the baffle, so you're losing a lot more. And I know some guys, you know, like they'll have the baffle riveted out. You kind of got to plan for it if you're going to invert them, and that's the thing. But at the end of the day, that's why you see a lot of big builds with the woofers, you know, reversed, inverted, just for that, so you can smell if something's wrong before it is. So it's very important. It's very, very important. But you know, with everything, it all depends. But you know what? I like inverting them. They look cool. You kind of don't see the woofer whatsoever, but that's not the whole point of it. You know, I think it's a pretty cool video too, of just seeing that spider in the back of that cone just stroking. You know, it's just awesome. 25, don't clip that. Cigar Joe, Andy, you're killing it, brother. Thank you. I'm trying, man. This was a good topic, you know. Obviously, when you can talk about things you know, it comes off the tongue a little bit easier. Sometimes when you're just talking things you just don't know about, it's like, okay, well, yeah. You know, but that's the thing. We're always here learning and researching, and just, it's not like I'm sitting in a lab studying all this stuff. If I did, I'd probably know more. But that's the thing. It's a hobby. It's a passion, and it's what we do for fun. It's what we do for fun. Ashy, that's a lot of work for an improper install. Amps are on the right. Are right on the rug. You know, whenever he first built that, not gonna lie, people were like, why? But if you have your stuff fused properly, and you run your equipment fine, and you have me install it to make sure everything's okay, you'll be fine. Trust me, man. I haven't had one fire. Well, okay, I can't say one fire. I had one fire, and that wasn't really my fault. But, okay, maybe two. Just kidding. But literally, you know, if you run your equipment smartly, you're never going to have a problem. You don't overdrive your equipment, you're not going to have a problem. Yes, there can be freak problems that happen. You can get in an accident, but with the fur, it's like you gotta have the fire going first, and then obviously it's going to combust, but it's not gonna ground out or something like that. If your wire gets snipped right on the rug, honestly, it's better than having nothing, you know, or being bare metal. It could be worse. I love shag. You know, I think it's the coolest thing since sliced bread. It just looks great when the bass is going. Yeah, it can make it quieter. Yeah, maybe it might not be the safest thing to do, but you only live once, right? You guys are nuts. Shagadelic, absolutely. Oh, man, my computer's having a hard time. My comments just disappeared for a good half second there. Why is this stuck? Did Dave make another super chat? David, slow down. David with a $20 super chat. He's going up against Bubba tonight, man. He's going up. I feel like Dave might get the caboose tonight. Cornet was here earlier, but he's lurking, and Bubba, he's always a surefire, and Deviant tries in there to slip for the snipe. But I don't know. I'm feeling Dave tonight. That was supposed to be a super chat. Oh, it's okay. Wait, which one was supposed to be a super chat? I know, I hate that. You'll type something real long and it's like, oh no, I'm not even in a super chat. Here's the super chat. Brought to you by DIY Audio Guy, Toids, DIY, Williston Audio Labs, Hi-Fi Vega, Regular Guy RGA. Come on, man. Bear Vids, eBird, Crazy Logistic, 5007. Thank you for your content. Dude, they are all great content creators. The only one I don't know is Crazy Logic and eBerg. Everyone else, man, they are awesome, and I'm really good friends with all of them except Bear Vids. I just don't have a conversation with the guy, and he's overseas, but very, very smart guy and knows the stuff about amps. Everyone else, they're like family, man. Guys are awesome, and it's crazy of how this community has turned for the better. You know, whenever I first got into it, man, it wasn't the best. But that was me being inside the box. As soon as I got out the box and started talking to more people, I'm like, man, why isn't everyone else this nice? You know, and it's just cool that we're here, and it's growing, man. It's really growing. It's taking off. Especially when that L7X hits, man. It's really taking off, let me tell you. Where's the $20? All right, let me scroll down here. Absolutely, Sound Doctor, learning as we go, and that's the thing, man. But that's the fun of it. It's the journey. It really is. Hey, it's fun being stupid once in a while too. Facebook user from Kicker Club. This is Joseph again. Thank you for watching on Kicker Club, man. I try to stream everywhere. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. Let's see. I feel the L7X is out now, just not out for distribution, waiting on the final okay. And Steve Barber, how the build's sounding if you tested it yet. Yes, he has the 9L7X build that will be at SEMA, and that was the boxes that you've seen that had his L7Xs in there. Obviously, he's getting a piece of the cake first, man. He's been around there hanging out with them guys for a long time, talking about doing this build for a long time. And now Drew Jones is involved with everything too, with his build and the Bronco build. Man, I think I need a big build too, man. I don't know. But I'm not the big build guy. Don't try to be somebody you're not, man. Kayla's car is going to be loud with two L7X10s. Should be able to do a 150, man. And hopefully there's a big enough amp to power those two. It's definitely going to need some power. And I actually got her a nice head unit. Thank you, Mike, down the road. He actually gave me a head unit that has wireless CarPlay, which is what she actually wanted. She wouldn't take the wired CarPlay, let me tell you. Wireless CarPlay, I got one. Got to buy the dash install kit, and we'll get going, man. Build a nice enclosure for that guy. Yeah, I really feel like the tables are going to turn some when that L7X comes out, and it's just going to be a snowball effect, you know. It's going to catch steam too. Jeremy B, thank you for tuning in again, guys. Before the giveaway is over, make sure you tune in and check that out, and just click everything so you guys get all the chances you can to win it, you know, because it's just it's free stuff and it's Kicker stuff. Cannot go wrong with that stuff. Okay, cool. We got 5 minutes. Wait, no, it didn't even load. Man, this computer's driving me nuts today. I had really good luck last Friday. I had very good luck. Now today I'm just not having a jolly old time. Page unresponsive. Nice. Okay, we're gonna move on. Now I got Messenger popping up and everything. That's Cody with his build right here. Oh yeah, this thing is just awesome. Might as well show you guys this while I'm looking at it. He's got what is it, 6 Sundown ZV6 15s, doing 158, 159s at like 33 hertz, give or take, or 35, I forget. Very windy system, gets down a low, blow through pickup truck. This thing is just, it's awesome. It really is. Thank you, Cody, for sending me that. I try to do that once in a while. I know, you guys send me stuff while I'm live, and a lot of times I'm just sitting here talking, so I don't see it. But I was there. I was like, hey, we'll just take a look at it. Bubba with another super chat. Slow, you say. What's that? LOL. I know, this computer, man, I cannot wait. Like, I'm so patient. I am being patient, and I am thankful for even this computer that I have. But I am waiting on SJC, man. You guys are nuts, and I need all the gigabytes I can get, and RAM and whatever that stuff is. I have no idea. I know the basics, and not much more with computers. And I'm thankful to have you guys to help me out with that, and just in general, having SJC just literally be my tech line support guy. Man. It's a blessing in disguise. I wouldn't even say disguise, it's just a blessing. Guys are awesome. Ashy, another super chat. You guys are nuts. My bad, Andy. Didn't know that was your install, bro. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, that was, it's okay. It's okay. My buddy Todd, I wound up designing him a wall, and he built it himself, and he didn't even get to finish it. He had it semi-finished, and then a tree hit it. But this was the build before. Todd Wolf, awesome guy, same guy that I met at Mecca, struggling in the lane, nobody helped him. I'm like, hey, let me see what you got there. Oh, come on, a 133, no way, let's rerun you through the lane. Got him 138, and he did great. And just from there, man, started a friendship, came out to Slam. He got to meet Saber and all the guys at Slamology, Dave and all you guys, and Larissa. Man, it was just, obviously all the kicker guys too, but the people in the chat here tonight, an awesome guy. And I think someone actually, he sold that box, and they took the shag off it, and it was floating around Marketplace. And I forget, someone got it, and I don't know what happened, but it wound up getting water damage because they let it sit. And yeah, she's probably done. Yes, Cornut, it is raining tonight. I was gonna put my jacket on, but I'm like, man, it's a little warm in here, even though it's pretty cold outside. Winter is among us, and you know, I'm excited because I love fall weather, but it's been a little too chilly for me. I don't know, up here in PA, it's been a low 50, maybe high 50s. I'm digging 60, 70 weather just because it's not hot and it's not cold. So I kind of like fall weather, but it's been a little too cold for me up here at least. Man, we already went over an hour. Well, not even 57 minutes because we got a 3-minute intro video, so we'll go a little longer. But usually the Kickin' with Andy show goes a little bit longer, but I feel like I covered everything that we needed to do. And I not that I got questions, but I threw up your guys' comments, and you know, different orientations do matter for different vehicles and what you're running. Again, if you guys got any questions, drop them now or forever hold your peace. Or you can just wait till the live stream ends, and then I'll try to get back to you then. Cody! Oh, it's Cody. You know what? You're done. You're done. You're done. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. And awesome build, by the way. Thank you for always coming out to Team SP Loud. OG right here. We are sending it tonight with a $50 super chat. Can't wait for next season and more of your shows. Maybe blow more fuses. The knowledge of audio is here. In here is real. Hey, thank you for tuning in, man. And it's cool to see the guys that I actually talk to in person come on the show, talk to the guys in chat, have a good time, because that's what we all do here. Again, thank you for the super chat. I can't wait for next season. It's going to be great. And yeah, you know what? Sometimes you just got to pull them fuses out. They're just holding you back, Cody. They're just holding you back. That's how you learn, though, you know? That's how you learn. Okay, maybe I'm pulling more than 500 amps, or maybe there's an issue why I'm pulling 500 amps when my amp doesn't even pull that. Maybe there's an issue. But hey, when in doubt, pull the fuses out. Thank you again for your super chat, man. Guys are awesome. William is late, but he is here. Kicking it with Andy. Kicker Unmasked for the win. How goes the Chronicles of the Test Bench? Thank you for all you do. You're a rock star. Thank you, Will. I threw up a picture earlier with the box that I put together. That's about as far as I got with that. I am actually figuring out how I'm going to do all the wires. I showed the guys in the chat last night of kind of like my distribution block per se, but that is not finished yet. I just, you know, laying everything out, rewiring everything. Now the guys want me to hook up every single amplifier that's on the wall, so that might take some time. No, I'm just kidding. I do want to do that, though. It would be awesome to do that. But the only thing I really kind of made progress of yesterday, and since you saw me last, was this enclosure I put together. The Amazon $99 special. You know what? I'll leave a link of it in this video afterwards because I talked about it enough. I will leave the link of this and the SPL test video that we talked about today that I got to show you guys. I'll leave both those links after I go live, so if you catch this later or you're catching it now, you can go check out those links in a few minutes after I'm live. But this box for $100, it's sealed. You cannot, it's hard to find sealed enclosures. It really is, and ones that are not 5/8 of an inch thick, which is just kind of cheap. That's what a lot of companies do, or 11/32. It's just not 3/4 inch. You want that 3/4 inch minimum on any driver, especially a Kicker L7 S12. But this is the new reactive load, and I will have resistive loads as well, especially for the 4-channel amps. I'm going to try both. You know, what's the difference between reactive and resistive with every amp? Why not? If I can do it and I have the wiring down pat of just, you know, loading all the channels and being at a certain ohm load, I can do both for both tests. And, you know, that's some things that people don't always do. I think DIY Audio Guy did it once. Maybe. I think he did. But I want to do a lot more than I usually did. very good videos to the point, and then after, if you want to still hang out and still watch the video, I'll do some extra stuff. And I feel like that's how videos should be, especially on YouTube. Deviant, Andy, how's the bike I bought you? It's running great. After the chain got tightened from Seth, it's running good. I put some 87 instead of 93. It runs a lot better, especially with it being cold and a low compression engine. Ooh, I got the burps. By the way, it is too late to enter the contest. Everyone's like, Cody, Cody, Cody. All right. Cody's talking to Deviant. We got to get Cody in the Discord. Come on, Deviant. Get him a link. We're going to need a link that we can share via live streams, because or something of the sort, so that the people can get in there. Thank you, Cody. Appreciate you, man. Always support Andy. Been at every show he's put on this year. Great time. Hey, you know what? You guys come, just like how I do these lives. We keep doing it, you know. And I was driving out to you guys too, which was awesome, you know, to get a different view, you know, of just where you have the SPL shows at, instead of just being in one area. It is nice to bounce around and have shows in different places and see different faces, man. It is awesome. Thank you for supporting me, buddy. Means a lot. Ashy says, just shut down the start programs on your computer. You don't need it. It'll speed your computer right up. I think we did that. SJC's been really on my case with this computer. We kind of went over A to Z. It's just a hit or miss, and man, it's okay. Super chats, at least I can see them over here if I don't have these kicker speakers looking at me. How many did I open? Jeez. Oh my goodness. See, I like having this because now I can see my super chats. I actually have a $50 super chat from Bubba that I'm just not paying attention to because I can't see it. Bubba, come on, y'all. Show your boy some love. Make it rain. Oh, it's raining. It is thunderstorming. This is going to be as bad as the last one, I'm telling you. That one show you guys did, it was like $600. I'm like, dude, these guys are insane. These guys are insane. It just threw my numbers to the roof. I'm like, man, that is awesome. You guys are crazy. I like this color. You know, the $50 super chat color is pretty cool. It lasts forever. And I like how they have different tiers with that. You know, you can just tell right out the bat, you know, what kind of super chat it is within reason, just like everything. Baba, thank you so much, man. You guys don't do it to me. You're going to break me. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Screw rain, make it thunder. Yeah, it's going to thunder. All right, so before we start going, oh my, Ashy, come on, slow down here. We got a show we got to put on here for these guys. Love you guys. Ashy with a $20 super chat, another one. Okay, one more time, but I will not free base. I will not free base. Free base. Rebase? Free base. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. You guys are awesome, man. Let's see the winners. Yes, we need to get to that. All right, cool. Let me scroll down. Awesome. Thank you, Ashy, again. Baba, Cody, everybody, man. You guys are awesome. Killing it. All right, so let's get to the winners. So you guys, I don't have to keep you here all night. And let's see who won something, right? So let's get the little SPL video thing going here and sit tight. We're going to get right to it. Sorry if my voice glitches a little bit. It tends to do that whenever I'm doing 5 things at once. And now I need to shut off my background music because we already got background music and I kind of like this music better. It's awesome. All right, so let's do the giveaway. Let's draw the winners. What's going on, Jake Zimmerman? Thank you for tuning in from Florida on vacation. Be safe, man. You know, after that whole hurricane stuff, it was crazy. We got Double E. What is going on, Mr. E100? Thank you for tuning in. Great conversation with you as well last night on the Discord. It was great to just hang out with you guys and just relax. All right, let's see here. Let's draw some winners. Deviant, thank you for sending Cody the your Discord user thing. You know the thing. 38 people entered tonight. Let's see who wins. Yes, get some. It is always rigged. Always rigged. Sorry, my voice is probably really gonna glitch right now because it is trying to rig the system as we're doing this. You know, it's a lot of CPU usage going on with the bots and the voting and how this kind of stuff works. You guys know. Well, you don't know. Now you do. All right, cool. Just bear with me here. A few things I gotta do every time we do this. Okay. Yeah. Gotta say though, this music is pretty vibey. Wow, only 38. We got this, Cornut. Yeah, the odds are in your favor. That's what's great about this show. You know, I feel like, yes, you know, there's a lot of people entering on the Unmasked show, but there's a little bit less here, so your chances are actually higher. So thank you for tuning in and entering. You guys are just cool for hanging out. So how's everyone's week going? How's your weather wherever you're at? Ready for Halloween? Cool. I don't know what I'm going to be for Halloween this year. Never used to really celebrate it as a kid. But, you know, it's all in good faith. Cool. Whoops. Hitting too many buttons. Ah! Okay. Ooh, what did I do? Nope, we don't want to do that. Too many clickies. Need to have that song rebased from 30 to 35. You know what? I need to get back on the rebasing. I'm a terrible rebaser, but I can do okay rebase stuff. I mean, I can make it loud. It might not sound the best, and I don't know, you know. There's a lot to go to that with making music. Scott, you're late. We were talking about speaker orientation after the show ends. Make sure you go rewatch it, man. It's a lot, especially with your build. You got yours firing into the car, and your port is firing in, and you're closest to the back seat. You're not slid all the way back. You would probably gain if you slid your box back or fire it the opposite way. This is a very good show to watch. Make sure you tune in or rewatch it when this is over. I think you can skip back, but I know YouTube's a little weird when it's live. It's hard to scroll backwards when it's live. Some live shows let you do it, other ones don't. It's weird. I don't know what makes the difference. Just like live chats take forever to pop up. But make sure you go back and watch this, man, because it's very good information, especially for somebody like you. You know, I was in car audio forever, and it took me years to even get my foot really past first base with stuff. So definitely just watch it. All right. Hold on. Okay. No problem. No problem. All right. Yep. Are you sure you want to rig? Yes. Wait, what the? Okay. Yeah, we're good. Oh, this computer is giving me panic attacks. Literally. Alright, let's see. Kind of got this down to a science, but it's still pain in the butt. Alright, we are good. Just a few more seconds and we'll be good to go, guys. Thank you, Ashy. Saber, Dave. Thank you guys for hanging out. We had nice attendance tonight. Okay. Not gonna be able to see the comments for quite a second here. Gotta type in the names for the winners. Let's do this one first, just so I don't go backwards on this stuff. Okay. Utah. Nice. I don't know how to pronounce that town, but we're gonna try. Okay, bear with me. I know a lot of Johns. I know a lot of them. I feel like a lot of people know a lot of Johns, though. It's a good name. Okay. One more. This episode was really good. I felt like we covered a lot of stuff and it was an interesting topic. I know some are better than others and some aren't. But man, you guys have been awesome in attendance, just watching with your comments, your support, your appreciation. You guys are amazing. Uh-oh, it repeated on me, I think. Means I'm taking too long. That is a name for a town. That's a name. In Ohio. Huh. Pretty close to there. I don't know where that is exactly, but I know where Ohio is. Alright, cool. So before we get to the winners, let's get the music kicking because it gets eerie when there's no background music. Oh, so much better. Okay. Thank you, David. Great episode. Appreciate you guys, man. I'm just kind of delaying, kind of milking this. No, I'm just kidding. I just want to see what you guys say before we get to the winners. John is a good name. Yes. And the trolling begins. Ohio representing. Thank you guys for tuning in. Annie, stop the insanity. I can't. I'm a maniac. Or what's maniac? I'm manic. What's going on, David G? Thank you for tuning in. It's awesome to have you here, man. It's an honor. Facebook user from Kicker Place. Can I get first place? Simon! I'm going to have to say no. No, Simon, I'm sorry. You didn't win first place, but you might have won second or third. So let's go find out. Let me scroll down here. You know what I can do? I could probably see the comments from here. Can I do that? Okay, we're going to end that. Cool. I can see comments over here, and it's loading really fast. Ohio. Yes. Larry. IQ. Okay, I ended the poll. Deviant, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Let's see if I can pull that up here. Uh-oh, I'm making my computer do too much stuff here. Fun fact, this was Deviant show idea, best one. Absolutely, man. You know, that's why I appreciate you guys. Deviant, I appreciate you too, buddy. All that you do, and thank you for your donation, your support, and just doing what you're doing, bud. Beardy for the win? Yes, it's rigged. It's rigged because of you guys. All right, so let's get to it. Third place with the Kicker EB400s, the ones that wrap around your ears, they stay in, they won't fall out when you're running down the road in the rain, waterproof, and you get the Kicker Unmasked official limited edition t-shirt that you can only get from winning, and the Kicker koozies, which are awesome. They really come in handy. I drink pop a lot. I need to use them more often. I forget how many I have. I have one of each, but the unmasked ones are awesome. So without further ado, third place that gets that, Jason J from Orem, Utah. I tried that town. That was a tough one. Congratulations, man. Thank you so much for tuning in, and enjoy that gear, man. You'll get a email from Kicker by tomorrow to verify your shirt size. We all know the schmediums. Get that misclick. Enjoy that stuff, man. And thank you for watching. Thank you for being a supporter of Kicker and me. All right, so second place with the Tabor 2s, the Unmasked official t-shirt, and the koozies. I love the Tabor 2s. I use them for work all the time. Very light, a little lighter than the Cush NCs, but no noise canceling. But they are awesome and they work great. Second place, John A. from Chicago, Illinois. And I think that was the John that commented saying that a John is a good name. And I think that was you, man. So thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the Tabor 2s and all your kicker gear. Again, you'll get that email tomorrow and you'll be all set. So, drum roll, please. Deviant, I know you're usually in charge of this. Get the drum roll going. Thank you. First place with the Kicker Cush NCs, the Kicker Unmasked t-shirt, and the koozies. None other than Chris C. from Portsmouth, Ohio. That's a name. I love it. Congratulations, man. Thank you for watching and just being a supporter of what we do. And enjoy that gear, man. Again, you will get that email from Bill Nye, the bass guy. Bill Nye. No. Need to make a remix. Something like that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's okay, guys. If you didn't enter, there's always next week on the Unmasked Show. Make sure you guys tune in. They always have great topics and live demos. Sorry, I can't do live demos quite yet. Eventually, I would love to do live demos. Maybe we'll have Kayla sitting over here in the future running the switchboards like Ernie. Or maybe we'll just get Ernie here. Ernie, what you doing next weekend? No, for real, though, it'd be cool to do that. But the Unmasked Show, they always have live, tests or just, whatever it is, top-notch content. So make sure you guys tune in 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern next Tuesday. And appreciate you guys for making this happen and everyone just hanging out. Yes, the Discord after party will be lit. As always, congratulations to the winners. Man, you guys are awesome tonight. Really. John A. Yeah, John is a good name. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. All right, cool. Well, I think that is it, man. You guys have been awesome. You guys are nuts with the super chats, and Cornut's already he's starting to train. He's putting cool in the train so he can jump on that caboose, man. So let's get to the outro, and I'll catch you guys at the caboose. But thank you guys for watching the Kickin' with Andy show. I hope you guys took something away from this and just just switch your box around. If you want to get louder and you got a simple setup and you can switch your box around, you got space to do it, try it. I hope you guys took something from this, and I should be able to see you guys Friday. I don't know if I'm going to take a day off. I kind of need to do the streaming stuff, but I want to take Kayla out to Red Lobster. It's either happening Friday or Saturday. It's going to happen because I said I was going to do that, and we've been so busy with life. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching tonight. I love you guys, and thank you for everything you guys do. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Stay living loud.
Kickin' with Andy. He's going to be on every other Tuesday. Kickin' with Andy. Kickin' with Andy. with Andy.
Deviant, you're gonna have to get that Discord link public, man. I don't know, man. Everyone's like, hey, where's that link? Where's that link? And Cornut coming in early with the caboose says good night. The $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Cornut. Thank you guys, all you guys super chats tonight. You guys been killer tonight. Oh, look at that. I see one over here. Baba, would you just look at that? Would you just look at that? Did I get it? But no, Deviant comes in with this snipe. Pebbles and Beardy, 14.4 talk is the caboose. I'll see you guys next time. Stay living loud. And, Bobby, that's not a